Oh.
You guys start. All right, Casey, can you please describe a typical day here at the school?
A typical day at I'll start again. A typical day at San Pedro High School begins at around 8:30 after they've had homeroom, and there's 8 periods a day, and they also end in homeroom. It's very hot because most of the classrooms don't have air conditioning, but we try to adjust by implementing a lot of fans in the classroom.
So, could you describe what you did in the lesson today?
Today we worked on a poem by, I forgot his name. Hold on. Okay, do you want me to start over?
If you could please describe the lesson today.
Okay. Today we worked on a poem by Dennis Brutus called "It is the Constant Image of Your Face," and we simply read and analyzed the poem, and we did a simple pros and cons list because the poem dealt with him division by the two loves in his life.
What were your Ready? Yes. All right. What were your perceptions of the Belizean education system before you came here?
I was very unaware of the Belizean education system before I came. I just assumed that it was like the North Carolina course of study with 4 different levels of curriculum, but they have forms here instead of grades, and in those forms include a set of very specific works of literature that you're supposed to teach throughout the year.
And so how have your perceptions changed?
My perceptions have changed because I'm not used to being told what specific works I'm supposed to teach. Just as long as you hit those curriculum areas, you'll be okay and the kids will learn them fine. So it's different having to teach and learn the poems and works of literature that you haven't read before or don't necessarily like.
How do you adjust your lessons to reach the diverse needs, the needs of the diversity in your classrooms?
I try to adjust my lessons to reach diversity by hitting the main types of learning skills, auditory, visuals, and we do a lot of hands-on activities where I'll assign them work and then go around to try to give them the one-on-one attention that some students need. Planning here is a lot different. At Hoggard, I usually spent around 3 to 4 hours planning each day of lesson, but here I come into the staff room every single day. Ms. Giselle pretty much tells me what we're doing, and then I go from there. It's a lot of improvisation? Yeah. Okay, I can think of it.
All right, so describe the way you plan.
Okay. At Hoggard, I usually spend around 3 to 4 hours planning each lesson a day. It took a lot of time to develop it. But here at San Pedro High School, I walk into the staff room and Ms. Giselle pretty much tells me what we're doing that day, and then I just improvise on it.
What are you going to take back from this opportunity?
I feel like I've grown a lot as a person here, and we're only halfway through this experience. I've learned more about these kids' lives and learned about their struggles, which is something I couldn't ever imagine dealing with back in America. I feel like that I can teach regardless of the noise, regardless of what's going on to my right or left. It's kind of just the kids who want to pay attention, and the kids who don't, I try to get their attention somehow. It's a lot of acting silly and wild and clapping, but if that's what I have to get their attention, then I do it.
And was something that you wish you would have known about the Belizean education system before you got here?
I wish I would have known that the Belizean education, not necessarily the Belizean education system, but more about their classroom management. Their styles are completely different than what we handle in America, and the teachers are actually allowed to, I don't want to say hit the kids, but tap them and make sure they're doing their work, which is something that we've been taught for years, that teachers are not allowed to touch their kids. So it was very shocking the first few days getting used to it. Should I redo that one? Okay.
Why would you recommend this program to fellow students? Why this program? What does it offer?
Okay. I would recommend this program to other students because it offers a chance to get out of your comfort zone and be out of your comforted classroom where all the kids listen to you and your partnership teacher is right there to help you. This program has challenged me in classroom management ways and curriculum ways that I was never challenged at Hoggard. All of my kids were very well behaved and brought from homes where both parents are present and they have dinner together every night. Here, a lot of my kids come from broken families, so it's not their main priority to get their education, which is difficult to try to stand here and teach whenever they're worried about their sick mother or a family member that's in the hospital from a gang fight or something like that.
Last question, how do you feel you've adjusted your teaching styles to match these?
I feel like I've adjusted well with my teaching styles. They're a lot different from America because we don't have technology here whatsoever. So a lot of it's writing on the chalkboard and trying to create visuals. And for me, who can't draw, it's very hard to keep the kids interested and know exactly what I'm trying to get through to them. But I feel like the kids here adjust well and they listen well as well. Okay.